And I just want to make it clear, you wasn't her chief of staff. That wasn't the one we talking
Nah. I was the chief of staff to the one that you was talking about recorded me.
about.
Yeah, I was her chief
So,
of staff.
so we got out of there. I just wanted us to walk us because before
And then that one took her place.
this one took her place.
Yes.
So you was voting
Her
for
chief of
this.
staff.
You were pushing for her to take her place.
Absolutely.
Okay, got you. And you use your connects in the streets, outside, and hand in hand promotion
To move those votes.
Yes, to move
Absolutely.
those votes. Did you do those votes legitly? Were they all legit votes?
Yeah.
Just curious.
What do you mean? Did we have dead people voting and all of that?
I mean, there's some sort of scams going around voting, pertaining to votes. I just want to know.
Nah, it wasn't no scam.
Nah, you didn't have to do that, right?
Nah, I'll never have to do that.
Respect.
Nah,
So then Miss Shirley got in her seat, yes? Miss Shirley Huntley, yes?
Go ahead. Yeah, she won the seat.
All right, so now Shirley Huntley won the seat. Now let's bring us to your relationship with Shirley.
I was the chief of staff, executive chief of staff.
And you guys were good at the time.
Yeah, we were good. Absolutely. I went to Albany, did a lot of legislative things around things that we needed in the community. Came back, ran the district. Yeah, we got busy. We did stuff that nobody else was doing. We had those big fairs in Rochdale, family days, all types of stuff. I mean, just fun for the community, but we brought a lot of money back too. A lot of contracts got done. A lot of state stuff was done. Yeah.
When did things start turning sour? Because now before you ran for, and you said you ran for seat as well, yes?
Yeah, I ran for council.
Council as
and
well.
I won. Yeah.
Yes. So was that after Shirley?
Yeah, that was right after Shirley.
Right after Shirley.
I'm sorry. I left her office in, I want to say 2008, 2007, 2008. I'm not great with dates all
It's
the
okay,
time.
don't worry, take your time.
And then I ran for office in 2009, and then I ran for office in 10. The gentleman who I ran against in the city council in 2009, we lost. He passed away. I ran again in 10, and that's when I won.
And then what happened from there? When did things start getting sour from when you became council? Did things start to go crazy from there?
Nah, not really. There's a whole bunch of backstories, of things that some folks did, that I'm not opening my mouth about. You know what I'm saying? But I got wrapped up into a lot of other people's bullshit. Can I say bullshit on YouTube?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I got wrapped up into a whole bunch of other people's bullshit, right? And I'm just not the guy. So Eric Schneiderman, the Attorney General, New York State Attorney General, started targeting us. He was going after her, and the feds went after her. The feds did surveillance on everybody. Gave him my tape against a cooperative. There was some type of agreement that they were supposed to be doing. The feds were supposed to be investigating Schneiderman. And while they was investigating him, they gave him my tape and told him to leave me alone, like I was innocent. Like they have other ways to verify it. They just don't do it off of recording. They do it off of wiretaps and everything else. But there was some other things going on behind the scenes that I knew about. So he just, once he found out he was under investigation, I guess his thing was to try to discredit you. So he just started coming heavy. Because my stuff was supposed to be dealt with civilly, and it was being dealt with civilly the whole time. Then as soon as her indictment was opened up, I was in the city council. And the newspapers ran, I think it was 8 of us or something like that, or 9 of us. And the other media ran all of our names and said, we was all under investigation and da-da-da-da. But when my attorneys spoke to the feds, and the feds put it out, and they said, nah, he's no longer a person of interest. He's good. The only thing they did was remove my name from the list. They didn't say the Department of Justice has cleared this guy. They just removed my name from the list because this is what they do, especially to black folks. So when they did that, he started his thing, and then all of a sudden it turned to criminal, which it should never have been criminal. It turned to criminal. Then there was a whole bunch of things. He tried to ask me to wear a wire on 3 separate occasions. I'm not doing that, bro. But he wasn't the first person to ask me. You know what I'm saying? I told the other person I'm not doing that either. I'm not doing that. I got to go back home. Where I live, you're not going to do that. There's lethal outcomes to this. And when I come home, I got to come home and live. My family has to live. So he did that. I told him no. He did the grand jury. I stood up in the grand jury. I got the minutes. And told him the only reason why I'm here is 'cause I told you, fuck you, I'm not wearing you because you have you're a white guy with a badge and a gun. You think you can force people to do things. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go railroad people that look just like me, people that are innocent and stuff like that to try to get me off for something I know I didn't do in the first place. That's the worst thing in the world. So I took that, and he kept coming. And I was like, fuck it, let's go to trial. It's not like I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? We got enough dough to get some good attorneys, and we had some great attorneys. We had Chris Renfro, Akeisha Shabazz. We have Kevin O'Donnell. You know what I'm saying? So we had some heavy hitters. Steve Zissou. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no trial attorneys are not cheap. So I had a real good team. And we get in there and we went to trial. And we went to trial. That courtroom was packed every day with people supporting me because they knew what it was. And everything I had documentation for. But the judge decided not to let me have any witnesses. Anybody that has any understanding of the constitutional legal matters knows that you have a fundamental right to have witnesses to present your thing. And this is what he did, which leads us up to where we at now. I got a full reversal. You know what I'm saying? I got a unanimous decision from the Second Department. They reversed my whole thing and sent it back for trial. They're not trying to go to trial. They're trying to reverse the reversal.
When you say your tape, you talking about the tape that she recorded you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what did she record you saying?
No, she was asking questions. Just regular questions like, hey, what's this, blah, boom, boom. Just questions. I guess the questions were to try to have you trap yourself up. That's just what they do. They want to ask you a question like, so Flip, how's your new car? You'd be like, yo, I love my new car. Yeah, it's an S-Class. Yeah, I love my S-Class, blah, 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 blah. Then later on, they'd be like, yo, that S-Class, that's like $80,000, right? You like, nah, it's a $500, B. This is $115,000, $120,000. They'd be like, oh, but Flip, I thought you said that you only made $20,000 that year. So now they got you on tax evasion. You understand what I'm saying? This is how they try to wrap you up with different things. But there wasn't nothing on my tape. I was saying, yo, this dude is trying to investigate me. It was supposed to be an audit. It's $33,000. I wrote them a check for that and still do your audit. I didn't say, stop, don't do the audit. Oh, my God, let me give you the money back. I said, I'll give you the check and continue to do your audit. And because he had that tape for a year and a half and would not let us know he had the tape from the feds and was able to fashion his attack against me based on that tape. So everything I said on that tape, I got witnesses to this. We did this event. That's how he was able to try to format it so that when he presented it to the public court, the public court of public opinion, people would think a certain way.
What were you accused of then?
I was accused of stealing money from my not-for-profit, which was New York for Life. It was a not-for-profit that we did to help single mothers in certain situations. And I was accused of taking campaign finance money from the campaign and getting a kickback from it and spending it.
What's a kickback?
A kickback is when, like, let's say I say, yo, G Money, I'm going to pay you $8,000 to do something from a contract, but you got to give me $3,000 back. That's a kickback. So they said it was a grand scheme to defraud, and it came up to like $32,000 or $33,000.
So, what about it said you was, charged with falsifying documents?
That's what it was. They had me for 18 felonies.
So what happened to the $11,500 check? So you used
that was what they said was from the campaign finance. So they said that I wrote somebody a check for $11,500, and they kicked me back $6,000 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, I got it. I see.
Right. So they said that's how campaign finance, like they kicked it back, and then they connected it to the not-for-profit, and that's how they got.
So they saying that you would write a check pertaining to the non-for-profit.
No, a check to campaign finance.
To campaign finance, yes.
Right, and then
they'll give you money from that.
Right. They didn't do the work. They said they didn't do any work, and then they kicked me back the money to my not-for-profit.
So that's what. So you had 18 charges.
18 felonies. Actually, I had 12, and then when I wouldn't cop out, because they kept telling me they wanted me to cop out, I said no. They told my attorneys, well, we're going to find something else against them. Then they put 6 more against me in Manhattan, so that I would have 2 cases to fight. So they would try to drain my money.
So at this time, did you know Miss Shirley had a tape on you? Did you know that?
Oh yeah, at that time, yeah,
You was
we
aware
knew
of it. You was aware of everything
of the
already.
CD itself, of the tape itself.
Yes.
Absolutely, we knew.
But you felt that she set you up.
No.
So you take accountability for what you said on that tape.
Yeah, of course. The tape helped me. The tape is what the feds used to clear me. The feds never brought no charges against me.
Oh.
The feds said, no, leave this dude alone. It was exculpatory. Exculpatory evidence is evidence that proves that you're either innocent or leads to your innocence. The feds said, no, leave him alone.
But then the tape also, you said the guy used the tape against you.
I said the AG did. Eric Schneiderman took the tape, and everything I had on that tape is how he fashioned his prosecution. So if I said on the tape, I'm not worried about this, I'll give him that check back, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had the tape, and by the time we started going through, my lawyer was like, listen, go get this little $33,000 and give it to this dude and just let them do their audit. My lawyer, I wrote him a check. Now all of a sudden he don't have no response. He doesn't want the check. He won't tell us what it's in the check to. Because I told him, I'm going to give that money back. I don't care about that. Right? So that's what he used to do it. So when it came out in public, he never told anybody, oh yeah, he gave us the money back. He didn't say anything like that because he wanted to make sure public opinion went that way. I said, well, it doesn't matter because we've been doing the New York for Life. We've been doing single mothers from 2008, 8, 9, 10. The grant was taken down in 10, right? So we have proof that we've done it. We have logs. We have pictures. 300 or 400 women every year at the Robert Ross Life Center, the Triangle Church St. Albans Congregation, every year. I said, we got the phone logs. We got everything. All of a sudden, we get to court. He doesn't want to bring that information in. No, we are not including those years. We only including this. Why not? The grant was supposed to be for that. No, we're not including this. We're not including that. So he used the tape of everything I said to fashion his prosecution against me. So the things I said I know would clear me would not be brought in.
And what year is this?
That what, we went to court, or what year did it start?
The start.
This all started with him, started in 20, I want to say 11 or 12. 12, I think.
Okay.
With him started in 12 or something like that.
But it also stated that you had 2 prior arrest warrants.
Right.
What
Yeah,
was that
absolutely.
about?
When I was in construction, 15 years. So it was in, let me see something, 2010, 1995, 1994. I had
96, probably.
90. No, that's when it happened.
Okay.
But the event happened prior to that.
Yeah.
I had my construction company, and I did a job for a dude down in Tribeca. My business manager, he used to do a lot of work for dudes that was like rappers and dudes that did other stuff. So he was good at handling cash. He was like the second coming of Burt Badal. So Burt Badal did everybody. He was the second dude to everybody. So he was my business manager. So he got me this job doing this dude he got a contract from HBO. So the guy had a Tribeca thing, and he wanted me to do his office space. So I went there and did the office space, plushed it out crazy, ceiling fans, everything. So I'm asking the dude, where's the rest of my money? The dude owed me like $9,700 or something like that. And he was like, I'm not paying you. You left some masking tape on the floor. I said, masking tape on the floor? I said, that's from when we covered the floor, so we wouldn't get no paint on the floors. I said, I'll come by there and clean that up, no problem. We went by there. The young lady I was with at the time helped clean. We cleaned that place from top to bottom. She even got some type of chemical in her eye and was like having a fit. I mean, we really got busy on this job. So I called him back and I said, yo, where's my money? Like, you got to pay. I'm not paying you, blah, 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 blah. I said, all right, I'll just come to Jersey and get my money. So then he got quiet over the phone. And he's like, what does that mean? I said, I'm coming to Jersey. You coming to my house? How do you know where I live? You think I'm going to do work for you and not know where you live? Like, I do background on everybody. So I went to the business manager. I was like, yo, you gave me this guy. You got to get my money from him. I'm not playing with him. I got to pay people. He said, no, he wasn't paying me. I said, I'm coming to take my shit out. So I went to the building. I got the receipts for everything. You didn't take possession of the property yet. So I went and took the ceiling fans and stuff down. This dude called the police. Said that I came in, I tore up his spot, and blah, blah, blah. We had no destruction in the spot. I took some ceiling fans down that were really expensive and some other stuff that I had the receipts for. But because I didn't go to business school, right? I wasn't raised like in that arena where I didn't know that this wasn't correct. I'm thinking, you didn't move in yet. This is my stuff. I got the receipts. They gave me a case for that. But the case, they told me pay him $2,500 and get an ACD, which is a acquittal contemplating dismissal. You don't get in trouble in a year, they dismiss it. No problem. Boom. Pay it off. My business manager has $17,500 of my money. Just go ahead and pay the dude, right? He never paid the dude. I mean, he never paid the court costs. So when he didn't pay the court costs, I guess they issued the warrants. But what was crazy is I've been down there and I have 4 or 5 elected officials, NYPD officers, everybody went with me because warrants kept popping up under my name. Warrants, I had double homicide warrants. I had robbery warrants. I had warrants with all types of warrants. They used to take me to 113 Police and I used to sit there for 8-9 hours and the warrant would disappear. They would say, we guess it's a ghost warrant. What is a ghost warrant, bro? But this is what happened. One time I was over there in Rochdale and Guybrook, across the street over here where the buildings is at on 130, I think it's 130, no, not 137. Whatever that is coming out of the mall parking lot. Right there behind by the door, you know, where you pass Baisley. I was over there one time, car pulled up behind me, said he was checking my license, checking this, gave him my license and stuff. 5 cars pull up, helicopter pull up. I'm like, yo, what is this about? You got a warrant for a double homicide and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, y'all, this is crazy. This went on for years, though. Never had a warrant, though. DA Brandon in Brooklyn, DA Brandon in Manhattan. These are DAs running my name. No nice hit numbers, nothing came back. When I went into office, something happened, and I told one of these DAs, I'm not wearing a Y on certain people because they was trying to make a case for something that happened in my election, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And all of a sudden, now this mysterious warrant pops up for 15 years, and Cy Vance came after me. And I was like, yo, this is supposed to be it was supposed to be an acquittal contemplating dismissal for $2,500. Here's a $2,500. Why am I public enemy number 1? They had me on the front of the newspaper 5 days in a row. Why am I public enemy number 1 for something that the city council did a background check for and couldn't even find it?
Did you destroy the place?
No, I didn't.
Did you?
I didn't. I didn't. You know what I did? I went in, I took some ceiling fans down.
What else you took?
Some ceiling fans, and I think that was it. It was like, some track lighting. Yeah, I took some track lighting down. Like this track lighting here. It's kind of old.
Yeah. Don't watch out.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of old. You need to update that.
Yeah. That's cute. Did you break anything?
No, I didn't break anything. Didn't break nothing in the man. I built it. You know what I'm saying? I built it.
So
that wasn't my thing.
It said that you were admitting to stealing items and damaging property.
It was the thing was criminal trespass, I think, in the 3rd degree. That's what it was. When we did
criminal mischief.
Right, criminal mischief, right. That's what it was. And the DA came after me, had me in the Daily News for my next election, which was in 2011, trying to make sure I lost the election. I won anyway.
But when you admit to something, did you not look at the paperwork that might have stated that damaging property? Because what did you pay the fine for? What were you paying the fine for?
I was paying the $2,500 because that's what they told me to pay to let this shit go for a year. Because I told you I went in and took the stuff, and when my attorney said,
that may
even
be
though you
damaging
felt
property.
When you take ceiling fans down,
yeah, but you damage.
No, you don't do it. That's not damaging.
But why they have damaging property here? I read it. It's there.
That's what they put into it. That's what
so
they put into it. So you didn't
know they put into it when you.
No, I didn't say I didn't know. You asked me why would you cop to something, right?
That's what I asked.
Right, and what I'm telling you is when my attorney explained it to me, he said, even though you feel you're right, legally you are wrong. So to make this go away and for you to keep your construction going and for you to go ahead and make money and not be incarcerated, then we're going to make this deal. You're going to get an ACD. They're going to dismiss it. It won't be bust down to it would be dismissed, and you pay this guy $2,500. Yeah, go ahead. That's simple as that. That's what it was.
I know situations that happen like that, and if you had to go to court for that, would the lawyer or whoever told you that, would they be able to go on the stand and state that I did give him, because I know a situation like that happened in my family where a lawyer gave the advice, but the lawyer, shout out to Hammerman, he came and testified that he did say that.
Absolutely. That's an affirmative defense. If your attorney tells you to do something and you get in trouble for doing it, that's an affirmative defense. Your attorney can do it. That's what they try to wrap me up with. When they gave me the case in Manhattan, they then tried to say that they were going to call my attorney as a witness. My attorney was like, you can't make me a witness. But what they did was they wanted to do that so they can conflict another one of my attorneys off of my case. Because the more attorneys you force me to get, the more bread I got to lay out. Right? Every time you go get an attorney, depending on what level attorney it is, you dropping 40 or 50 grand on a retainer, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just making numbers up.
Yeah.
So My first attorney is Chris Renfro. Monster. He's mean with it.
Yeah.
Right? They told him he couldn't represent me, but never gave us a reason why. So he said, yo, I don't know what games they playing, but I'm going to put you on to Steve Zissou. I went and got Steve Zissou. Steve Zissou was tearing him up. Dropped when they put the next set of felonies on me. I had 18 felonies altogether. We went into court one day. He said, listen, I'm not even playing with them. They went back of the chambers, came out. They dropped half the felonies. You understand what I'm saying? So Steve was eating them up.
Respect.
Then they started doing stuff. They went through all my emails, right? We said, well, you had a warrant to go through the emails. Where's your taint team? You're supposed to have a team of prosecutors that separate. You and G Money. Y'all on the prosecution. Y'all are coming after me. You're supposed to have a team that has nothing to do with the prosecution, go through my emails, and then see what emails may have been talked to my attorney about, and then take those out and give you everything else because they attorney-client privilege, right? They said they did this. So Steve was like, you couldn't have did this. This is a federal standard. Show us the taint team. Show us the IDs of the members of the taint team. They didn't do it. A few months later, the lead prosecutor wrote us a letter and said, I'm in receipt of a couple of your emails. Wait a minute. How are you in receipt of our emails if your team just told us that y'all had a taint team? That's impossible, right? And they were attorney-client privilege emails. Where there's 1, 2, 3, or 4, there's 100. So these are the things that they were doing.
So they made a warrant appear back up from 96 or 98.
When I got into the city council in 2010, they did an exhaustive background check on me. They found out I owed a ticket in, I think it was Virginia or North Carolina. Don't quote me because I don't want nobody to tell me I'm lying. But it was a southern state, and I owed like 18 cents. True story. That's what the city council found. Because they sent investigators out to find all of that. You put a little cashing, you know what I'm saying?
G-Money, what the hell is wrong with you?
If you add it, that's about 18
Why would you
cents.
play that?
That was about 18 cents right
It's
there.
about 18 cents worth.
Hold on, let me check again. Let me play it again. Yeah, that sounded about 18
That's about 18 cents, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, no one found this warrant. But because I didn't do what this DA wanted me to do.
He found the warrant.
He put it out there.
Okay, so then what about the 2002 warrant for Nassau County?
That was construction too.
What happened?
That was, I had a...
Some more fans down again?
Nah. That, you know what it was? That was a job that I did, right? It was a HPD job.
What does that mean, HBD?
It was a housing and preservation job where, I forget the exact title. I think it was 20 something, where they would give people money and they would draw down on a mortgage to do the construction. But it was real big at that time. I had a license to operate in Nassau County. But again, and I'm taking responsibility, I didn't know you needed a license to operate in every little town in Nassau County. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I operated in Nassau County, and the feds paid me. The mortgage company paid me all of my money. So there's a thing called contingency where they hold 10% of the money back in case something goes wrong. You don't do a job or you don't do part of the job, and they can pay somebody else. During this job, the lady's house had termites, the whole walls had to be replaced. All types of stuff went on in this job. And I had a few jobs with things, it's a contracting thing. But at the end of the job, she wanted these custom-made cabinets. Okay, great. Go get custom-made cabinets. You like it, I love it. That's the standard you want to live at. That's beautiful for me. But she went and paid for the cabinets and was holding my check up. The bank wrote her the check. She was supposed to, it was double endorsed. She was supposed to give me my money. So I'm waiting 3 or 4 weeks and didn't get my money. So I'm saying, well, where's my money? Oh, well, I had to do something, but here, she wrote me a check. Please don't cash in until this day. Please don't cash in until this day. So I'm going right to the bank. I'm putting my money in there. You starting to sound a little crazy. I'm going right to the bank and put my money in there. We finished the job off. She flipped out. She didn't have money to pay the cabinets and blah, blah, blah. The people took the cabinets out. So I guess she made a complaint or something like that. So when that happened then, it brought up enough press, that happened. So I paid it off. Just like that. It was no problem.
What do you mean you paid it off?
I paid it off. It's fines. You have to pay for stuff. Just like you pay for school. If you mess around and you mess up, you got to pay for it.
Listen, don't watch what I got to pay for. You hypothetically speaking.
No, I'm just like, I wasn't talking about you. No, I'm saying, I didn't go to B school, right? So because I didn't go to B school, I was running a business off of what I knew and what I thought, right? If I would have went to B school, if I would have went to law school, I would have known even though this dude didn't take possession of this property, and I had the receipts and everything. If I take anything out of that, then that's a problem. I'm breaking the law.
Understood.
So I didn't know that. So when my lawyer approached me with that, I'm like, boom, I learned now that $2,500 plus the $9,700 he owed me was just a lesson. I just learned how to
So you
chalk it
pay
up.
that to the L. And then, but in 2002, when the situation happened, when you say you paid it, did you pay it in later on when they brought the warrants? Or you paid it back then?
Nah, I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about that.
You didn't know she made a complaint?
Nah, I didn't know she made no complaint because I'm looking at it like, what are you talking? And their issue was I did work in the town without a license. Look at it. It says unlicensed something, right?
I see it. Okay.
Yeah, because I had a license.
Operating an unlicensed construction business.
Yes. I had a license in Nassau County, but I did not have a license in, I don't even know what town that was. I mean, Nassau, Hempstead, and all these different, I don't even know what town it was, but each town you had to have a license in. Did not know that.
Let me
so
say
I paid
this.
for it.
On May 7, 2014, you were arrested as a part of the corruption investigation.
Right.
Multiple counts of fraud and grand larceny in connections with more than $30,000 in public funds.
$33,000.
You know, $30,000 less. That went missing from a charity he ran. Right. Where were you when you got arrested?
I turned myself in. I went to the precinct over on Queens Boulevard.
Okay, cool.
I think it was a 112 precinct. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
What are you guilty of?
Right now?
No.
What am I guilty of in this case?
Yeah, what were you guilty of in that
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm guilty of not keeping my records the right way, maybe. I might be guilty of telling the AG, fuck you, but that's what I'm not. That's the only thing I'm guilty of. That's it.
You didn't take any money?
I ain't take, come on, it's $33,000. Bro, I got $40,000 in neckties. What I'm going to take $33,000 for? Are you kidding me? $33,000? I'm going to ruin my career over $33,000?
But that's probably what they could find.
No, because they said this. Read what you just said.
No, don't worry about what I read.
No, because you
don't
might
try
not
to
be.
trick me.
No, I'm saying you might not be comprehending what you just said.
No, I heard, but sometimes, okay, we all know the law.
No, I'm not talking about the law.
I'm trying to find out what they could pay. They don't get everything, but they get some.
No, because they said that it was from a not-for-profit that I ran, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so did they say that I put $74,000 of my own money in a not-for-profit?
No, they did not.
They didn't put that in the press statement, right?
No.
They released that I brought a Louis Vuitton bag from the money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was bullshit.
Did you buy the Louis Vuitton bag?
Yes, I did buy the Louis Vuitton bag. The Louis Vuitton bag cost $750.
Very nice bag.
Right? No, it was a little bullshit bag. It wasn't very nice. It was a small one. No, it's a Speedy bag. The Speedy purchase.
But you bought it. Where you got the money from to buy it?
No, check this out. I brought it, right? Do you have business account? Do you have business cards?
Oh, ask me about me.
Okay. If you have, all right, check this out here. All right, check this out here. Now, if you have a business card, listen, if you have a business card, a bank card, right?
I got a business card.
Okay. Your bank card and your personal card back then were the same colors. I'm real facts. They were all blue. They were all green.
So you made a mistake?
No, but check this out. I'm
Did you make a mistake?
I'm gonna show you how I can prove I made a mistake. Right? I paid for half the bag in cash, and I put the other half on my card. Right? Wait a minute. Listen.
Yo,
he always goes in his corner.
Man.
Good. Yo, go in the corner. Go in the corner.
In the corner.
All right. Good. You sit there.
What's up with your man, G?
So G, let me explain it to him. Right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say right
So
here.
let me explain it to you.
Sorry.
We did a press conference on New York 1, right? Disputing what he said. Because, and you can look it up. Go on the New York 1 and find it. 3 days later, when the statement came to me, it was only $300-something. I put the money right back in the bank. I said, oh, you understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't illegal for me to buy the bag. So the headline was I brought a bag, but it was never illegal for me to buy the bag. If you watch the press conference from the indictment when he did it, they asked him, they said, oh, and he did a single mother's luncheon. He did this and he did that. And they said, well, did he break the law? Did he steal when he did that? He said it wasn't unlawful.
So what is it, unethical?
It wasn't shit. It was him fronting to try to make something out of it because he had to run the next year and he was trying to shut me down because if you fast forward to when I was incarcerated in 2018, what happened? Did you Google Eric Schneiderman in 2018? He had to resign for beating them 4 women up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what I knew about.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.